Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. The audio will be on the Anchor app. Now let's just get into it. So today I wanted to talk about Dylan and Joe, the thing that's on everybody's mind about for Michigan, who will be the quarterback. I heard somebody say McNamara today, so let's just see what we got here and let's talk about it. So Joe Milton on the year this is the last 2 years, 6 of 11, 57%, 1 TD, 2 picks, 12 rushes, 47 yards, 2 TDs. Dylan McCaffrey, the last 2 years, he's had more playing time. He's got 18 of 35, 51%, 242 yards passing, 3 TDs through the air. On the ground, he's got 23 rushes for 166 yards, 2 TDs. And that's a limited amount of snaps and plays. I mean, it's obvious. Dylan, one thing I can say with Dylan, and I'm going to start with him because he's most likely to be the starter. Dylan's pros. He's tall, kind of fast, and he runs the option exceptionally well. Now, as far as his passing, that's still to be seen. We don't know. Now, one of his con is, can he stay healthy? Whenever he gets snaps, in meaningful snaps, he gets hurt. Whether that's a concussion, whether that's his shoulder, it don't matter. Can you stay healthy? That's the big thing about football. Can you stay on the field? Now, Joe, his pros are he's got a cannon for an arm. He's built like a Mack truck. He's 6'5", probably 250. And he's mobile. He's not as quick, I'd say, as Dylan, but he's mobile and he can do some things. Now, the knock on him is his accuracy, they say. We always hear, oh, he's not accurate. He looked horrible. He ain't played enough for you to say he's going to be good or bad. That's my problem with a lot of fans. 6 of 11 for 57% and a TD, 2 picks. That sounds like Shea Patterson. Except it changed those picks to fumbles. That's Shea. That's Shea's when Shea started the game this year for most of the season, that looked like his numbers. 6 of 11, a TD, changed the picks and the fumbles. That's Shea Patterson right there. And a lot of y'all were gung-ho for him, even if he played bad. So I don't see what the problem is. These dudes are young. Shea was a senior, but I'm not going to get into the Shea. This is about these two dudes. But we haven't seen enough of Dylan or Joe to say he's this or he's that, especially this year. And my point on this year is Harbaugh didn't play these dudes. He played Dylan when he had to against Wisconsin. We all know Dylan got hurt. Got knocked out. Shea came back in the game. They were moving the ball with Dylan out there. Then Joe came in that game at the end in a blowout where the whole team had basically already packed it in. So I can't hold anything he did, good or bad, against him or for the favor, because the rest of the team has already quit. You get in the last drive. Okay, so I know Joe played again. Dylan set out some games. Joe came in against Rutgers and looked pretty good. But it's Rutgers. That's what we're going to hear, even though that was one of Shea's better games in the first part of the season. Because most of the first part of the season, Shea was horrible. But it's Rutgers, so. But that's just such a small sample size. 11 passes in 2 years as a freshman and a redshirt freshman. So that don't tell me enough. That doesn't tell me if a guy is good or bad. Now, Dylan has had some starts, some meaningful snaps. He had some against Notre Dame. And then he had some against Wisconsin. Now, neither one has had enough to see. We know Dillon can run the option extremely well. That's a plus because the offense that we're running, you need a mobile quarterback that understands when to run it, when to keep it, when to pass it on these RPOs. That was part of the problem with Shea this year. He didn't know when to give it, when to pass it, or whatever. He was just confused for most of the season. Or either he just decided not to keep it on the read when there's tons of yardage to be gained. You ain't gonna have that problem with Dillon. I know we all know that for a fact. In his career, he's got 23 rushes for 166 yards. That's a good game for a running back. So we know what he can do with that. He runs that. So that's just Dillon being able to run the option exceptionally well puts a lot of pressure on the defense. So even if he's not moving it through the air, he can move it through his legs. And that's going to make the defense have to come up. 8-man in the box. So that's a big plus for Dillon right there. And then somebody was saying McNamara today, and I was going back and forth with him on Facebook about it. You can't, he's saying, oh, Joe and Dillon weren't that good. It's McNamara's job to lose, saying stuff like that. Now, if I didn't know what coach we had, I might have said, you may be right. McNamara ain't finna get a chance. For McNamara to start this year over redshirt junior Dylan McCaffrey and redshirt sophomore Joe Milton, McNamara will have to come out and look like Joe Burrow or something. For Jim Harbaugh to make him the starter. Anybody that follows Michigan football close knows Harbaugh is going with seniority. It's just how he rolls. So for McNamara, who hasn't had any snaps at Michigan, to come out and somehow pass Joe and Dillon, he's going to have to be lights out. He's going to have to be balling in spring practice to where it's like, okay, I got to put this dude on the field. If he ain't that, he ain't finna see the field. He's just not. It's just Harbaugh don't coach like that. Now, me personally, if it's close, if they're all even, I'm going to go with the young guy because he's got way more potential since he's just a freshman. But Harbaugh don't roll like that. That's just what it is. So McNamara, honestly, he might not get a chance to even play at Michigan. Just to be real, with the hype around J.J. McCarthy, like he's the next Peyton Manning or whoever, like he's just the next great quarterback. So the hype around McCarthy with Dillon and Joe in front of him, McNamara might not get a real shot, just to be honest. So I'm not even putting him in the battle. This battle, I would be shocked if he even became the backup. Right now, this battle is Dillon and Joe, and that's just what it is. But the fans that say, either one of them is horrible, you haven't seen enough of either one of them to say they're horrible. When they get put in the game, they get put in horrible positions. And even in blowouts, when Harbaugh should put them in, and okay, let me get some reps for these young dudes. Like this year, against Indiana, against Michigan State, those were blowouts. Halfway through the third quarter, Joe and Dillon should have been playing in those games. Joe and Dillon didn't get to play in either one of those games. And it's sad, but Harbaugh did that trying to get Shea Patterson's mojo back for OSU. That's what he did. It didn't help really, but that's what he did. I say if you have to throw, if you're not happy to getting 4 TDs and you have to go for 5 and 6 to get your mojo, then you got a problem right there. After you throw 4 TDs and we up 28 or 30, You should have your mojo. You've thrown for 300 yards and all this. We got to try to get him to 400 yards and get him to 5 TDs and 6 TDs for him to get his mojo. If you got to do all that for your quarterback to get his mojo back, you got a problem right there. But that's just what it is. So in games, we should have saw Joe and Dylan actually, because if you watch teams like Alabama and some of these other top teams, when they're in blowouts and they put their backup in, they don't just hand it off all the time. They're throwing downfield because that backup needs reps. Then you can evaluate them more because they're getting so many reps. Okay, he comes in, he throws some touchdowns. Harbaugh puts in these dudes with 1 drive, 2 drives left in the game, and they're handing it off a lot of the times. They're getting minimal throws when they do get in there as a backup or whatever. So I can't judge them off of that. None of us can. Every year is different. So a lot of y'all watch this stuff, watch things that y'all see in the season. Y'all look at 1 throw, 2 throws, a couple throws, and y'all take that as, okay, he's going to look the same way next year. He's going to look the same way next year. When a player progresses, good players, or most players, they progress. Another year in the system. I know what to do, know what not to do. I know, okay, sometimes it just clicks. Sometimes it just clicks. And a player, all of a sudden he understands. He knows why he's doing it, but he understands it. See, he knew he was supposed to go here, but now he understands why he needs to go there. So we got the whole spring. We got the whole summer. You don't know what's going to happen. I mean, if you want to just believe that these dudes are going to be garbage, then okay, then that's just your opinion. But me, I like to hope that, okay, Harbaugh recruited these dudes for a reason. They're going to progress in this system. This will be their second year under Gaddis. So they should see things better. They should understand the offense better. That's just what it is. So, I'd like to see Joe because I have more faith that he's going to be able to withstand what it takes to be a starting quarterback. But me personally, I don't care if it's Joe. I don't care if it's Dylan. I don't care if it's McNamara. I don't care who it is as long as he's balling. That's all I care about. I don't care if he's black, Hispanic, white. I don't care who he is. I just want a baller. That's all I care about, is us having a baller at quarterback. Us having a general that makes everybody behind him believe. A dude that makes the offensive line want to keep their blocks longer. A dude that makes their running back want to run harder. Makes their running back want to block to give him that second because he knows he's going to win the game for him. A dude that has the receivers running their routes as hard as possible because they know their quarterback is going to give them a chance when they're open or even when they're not open, but they're just, oh, I'm 6'5" and the cornerback is 6 foot. I've got the advantage. Throw it up. Somebody that trusts their receivers. Somebody that when the defense is on the field, they know. Get it back to the offense. Dylan, Joe, Cade, They gonna get us the ball. They gonna put it in the end zone and they gonna get the job done. Let's get them the ball back, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. I don't care who it is. But somebody got to be balling out of them 3. Somebody needs to be balling. That's all I care about. I don't care. Oh, he's gonna be bad. I don't care. Y'all be having y'all favorites. I ain't got no favorite. I just want somebody to be good. That's my favorite. Whoever goes out there and is winning us games. Meaningful games, not against Rutgers and not against a horrible Michigan State team and Air Force and Middle Tennessee State. Who cares? We're going to beat them regardless. Our running back's going to beat them. A good offense, when we go against good teams, your quarterback got to beat them. Your running back, it ain't likely he going to beat them. He can help, but you're going to need a quarterback out there making plays and saying, okay, get on my back. Defense, it's cool. Y'all having a horrible game. Guess what? I'm going to put up 50. Y'all just keep them below 50 and I got you. That's a quarterback. That's a quarterback. So it don't matter to me who it is as long as he's good. But I got faith in Dylan and Joe. I got faith in them dudes. You could say I don't have a reason to, but hey, y'all have faith in Harbaugh, but y'all don't have faith in his recruits. His recruits with Dylan and Joe and whoever else. I like what I see out of these dudes. They've got the tools to be successful quarterbacks. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see. All we can do is wait and watch and see how things play out in spring and fall. But it don't matter to me who it is. I like Joe. If Joe don't win the job and Dylan is out there balling, get him, Dylan. It don't make no difference to me. I just want to win. I don't got no favorite. My favorite is whoever goes out there, wins the Big Ten, beats Ohio State, gets us in the playoff. That's my favorite. I ain't got no favorite if you out there being trash and then you ain't winning us nowhere. I ain't got no favorite. Dylan go out there and he playing like trash, put in Joe. Joe out there playing trash, put in Dylan, put in McNamara. I ain't got no favorites. You out there playing like trash, you gonna see me on these videos saying, sit him down. I ain't got no favorites. My favorite is Michigan winning. Some of y'all be having favorites. My favorite is whoever get us dubs against meaningful dubs. Against Bama when we played them in the bowl game. Ohio State, Penn State when they're good. Wisconsin when they're good. Minnesota if they're good this year. Against a Washington away. I want meaningful games. But hey, that's just me. That's just me. It don't matter to me who starts as long as he's balling. If he ain't balling, you gonna see me right on here saying he's boo-boo. Whoops, I thought Joe was the truth and maybe could have did it. He's looking like trash. He needs to sit down and learn some more. Same goes for Dylan, McNamara, whoever it is. It don't matter to me. I'm about to get off of here though, y'all. I just wanted to address that. You know, it's going to be a fun little spring and offseason to see who does step up and who does actually try to ball out. Because, you know, these dudes, they say they balled out last year and the job was just handed to Shea automatically when he wasn't putting the work in. Then the season started and we saw he looked like trash. So we'll see. It's going to be fun, y'all. I'm going to have videos coming up with the draft and also with the spring practice getting ready to start pretty soon. So like, share, subscribe. The audio will be on the Anchor app. And as always, go blue.